Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another SLG Meetup. Your host Alvaro here to bring you another exciting guest. And today's going to be all about technology, media, and different ways of really disrupting these upcoming trends. So for that, we're going to have Priven Reddy. He is currently based in Dubai. He's a software and tech engineer. All right.
How are you?
What's happening, Priven? All good?
All good, buddy. All good. What
Good
time
to
is it on
hear.
your end?
11:30, starting the day. Well,
All
for
right.
you, it's a bit late, but I'm sure that, you guys engineers love to code at night and do all the different things.
The thing is that most of my staff finish work at like about 4 or 5 p.m., but I'm always up to like 2 in the morning or so. I think when there's nobody around and everyone's asleep, that's the best time to be productive. Because no one's
Right.
messaging, calling you.
Completely agree with that. Now, I do appreciate you joining us today because you're probably one of the first software and tech entrepreneurs that we've brought into our podcast series. And the reason I find it so interesting is because right now, with the technology and the way that is so quickly advancing, we can disrupt any industry, right? So you are now focusing on this NFT marketplace, you're working on different projects that are really accelerating the way that transactions are taking place. So I wanted to know a little bit more about yourself. What really is it that you're focusing on? You're obviously in Dubai. It's a very exciting place to be. A lot of things happening there. So
Yeah,
tell
that's
us
what
a little bit what's going on.
Khalifa behind me. Yeah. Yes, obviously I'm in Dubai at the moment. I've chosen to be here as I think it's easy for me to traverse across the globe and get stuff done. I'm in the middle of the world right now. Everywhere is, the furthest point is LA. That's a little bit of a longer journey. But if I want to do business in Europe or business in Africa, it's just a single flight. There's no connecting flights, etc., which is obviously a good thing for me.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So I'm here in Dubai trying to take things to the next level. We've been in tech for the past 17 years, but we're onto some pretty exciting things right now. I think like when COVID struck, it made me realize that there's so much of opportunity out there. And if we don't change what we're doing, somebody in the garage right now is going to disrupt everything, in industries that we are with. Because you no longer need to be a part of a big corporation to disrupt an industry. You just need to
Mhm.
have the drive and the mindset and the innovation to make things happen. So we just said, hey, let's just shift our focus to things that are going to be disruptive technologies, things that cater for the masses, and what problems need solutions for, or what problems will need solutions in the upcoming years. And that's how we got into quite a few of the different tech ventures that we're busy with right now.
So give me some example of some of these scenarios of you saw this need and you went ahead and tried to disrupt it by bringing value with your services and technology.
You see, I grew up obviously in South Africa, and Africa is a populous region. I've got friends, Asia and India. And over the years, I've noticed something that, you're in Miami right now, and, most folk in first world countries have got access to getting involved in the stock market or getting involved in disruptive technologies very early. In Africa, you got a populous continent, with over 1 billion people. You got India as a country with over 1.4 billion people. You got China with over 1.7 billion people. But these more than 99% of the population doesn't have access or an easy on ramp to purchasing, digital assets. Whether it's crypto, when it was crypto, now it's a bit easier. And with NFTs, I looked at it and I said, hey, hold on. People don't always have, 200,000 or 500,000 to throw at a big NFT project in Bored Apes, etc. How do we create a better on ramp for the masses? If OpenSea and Magic Eden were targeting, a select market, the market can only grow for so long before it reaches a point that can't grow any longer. There's only X amount of wealthy folk that are going to get involved with these NFTs, and then they're going to have a liquidity problem, and the market will crash. So we started to build fractional technology that allows hundreds of millions of folk to get involved in as little as $5 or $10 into NFTs without the huge outlays that they're currently facing.
Mm-hmm. That's really important. And I think that you are unlocking the opportunity to really open it to the masses to really do something that previously was not able to be done. And this is through which of the ventures that you're working on?
Okay, so what we've done is a few years ago, I set up a company in the Middle East called Engage Beyond. And Engage Beyond, we go and we invest into various different tech startups and projects that we feel are going to be valuable very soon, or will solve a problem pretty soon. So this particular NFT platform is under the name of Pixel, Piqsol, and it's a multi-chain fractional NFT platform. We initially started off with just Solana, but now we've gone into BSC, Polygon, Ethereum, AVAX, etc. So it's multi-chain. It's the world's first multi-chain, by the way. And we've actually got a provisional patent on the way we actually fractionalize NFTs. So I think it's going to be a very exciting time going ahead. Nobody has really conquered a mass market from a blockchain point of view, and we'd like to be the first to do that.
Wow, very good. Now, how do you envision all these things moving forward? Because obviously right now we're facing a situation where everything plumbed. So is it a moment to really put more effort into it? What's your thought on what's going on right now?
What's going on in terms of NFTs right now in the market right now?
Yes, crypto and the NFTs.
Well, listen, there's nothing that stays constantly ascending. Everything's got to grow up and down, right? Now, in terms of NFTs, why we got into NFTs was not just for digital art only. We foresee very soon more and more countries are going to allow fractionalized ownership of properties, where NFTs come a big part into that, for real estate as an example.
You've obviously built a tremendous social media platform where you have lots of followers, a lot of engagement, a lot of people looking into what you're doing. So how, for somebody that is trying to get any new projects, especially in this saturated market now, to get the voice out there and to make it successful?
There's two things that you can do. Actually, I had a chat with a PR company about this yesterday, and we said, a lot of people, there's an easy way. You can get a whole lot of, key opinion leaders, KOLs, pay them a bunch of money, let them go online, hype your project up and sell it. But for us personally, we rather take small steps to a long-term vision of where we want to get. So we don't need to go out there and spend a whole lot of money getting influencers to come on board, because 9 out of 10 times, these influencers don't know what they're really talking about, and they just jump on a project because they're getting paid to do it. And you impart advice that may not be in the best of the audience, right? So what we're trying to do is educate people through proper content. Now, if you want to build something that's going to last, you can either build something just to make money and jump off that train, or you can build money that's going to be, generational wealth. And that's what we're trying to do. In everything that we do, we don't try and say, hey, let's just hype things up and get off it. So with us, we're taking a slow, calculated approach where we're going to build up smaller pods of communities globally. And each of those will start to educate people around them. And we're going to be, with Pixel as an example, we're setting up training camps in different parts of Africa and Asia and so forth, or training boot camps, should I say, with from there actually have the knowledge to empower communities about that. I think when you build credibility in your community, things grow organically.
I would like to ask you something, Priven, because this is something that we ask to all of our guests. I'm very curious to know what it is to you. What's the meaning of luxury? For
me, luxury means, I think to different people, luxury means different things.
Exactly.
For me, luxury is implicit comfort. People have different levels of comfort. Somebody can sit on a wooden chair, and that's luxury for them. For me, I just want everything I've never had before when I was growing up. So my level of luxury is just a little higher.
I really like your answer. It was very deep. Now, my last question for you, Priven, it will be about, without, talking about all the luxury of Dubai, because Dubai is amazing. I love going there, which I'll be going there soon once it's not so hot.
Better come soon.
But what is it, the number one thing that you found fascinating about living in Dubai?
I think it's the morality of the leadership of the country as opposed to just laws. I think it's the vision of the ruler of the country, that it just oozes positivity and hope and prosperity, not because it's written in doctrine, because they live and breathe it here.
Well, thank you for those insights. I think that's very important to keep in mind, and for those that look at Dubai from the outside, to have that different perspective. And I agree with you. So thank you for that. I don't know if there is anything else that you would like to share before we wrap this up.
I don't know. You can go and we can take a question from the audience if they want to ask something, or if you want to ask me something.
Well, I mean, I will go a bit more personal. So you seem to be a very exciting guy, traveling around the world, living all this luxury, accomplishing, big successes. Obviously, doesn't come from that. You came from driving a Corolla and building yourself up, obviously.
I thought for a long period of time. Anyway, yeah.
But what really fascinated me about you is that outside of that image that you put on social media, you're a very humble, hardworking guy. And a lot of people that reach that level of success so quickly, they end up being like completely off, and they disconnect from the world. So what is it that you've done to stay grounded?
I think it's that I've seen small things grow. I grew up from not having much, and that having a little bit I had taken away from me when my dad passed away. I was 11. It was 1993. I lived through being in high school, and I was so excited to wear this Casper. I don't know if you know Casper, the cartoon character.
Oh,
Casper.
yeah.
Casper,
had yes.
A great Casper t-shirt on, and it was in 1996, and I was on my school football ground, and I went to school this morning. I was so proud. I had a blue jeans on and this Casper t-shirt, and my friend said it's the last day of school. So in South Africa, we actually wear school uniform because we're disciplined. And every last day of school for each term, for each semester, we are allowed to wear civilian clothing. And I had this Casper t-shirt on, and my friend said to me, "What the hell are you wearing? How cool this thing looks!" It had a nice print. And he's like, "Bro, you are so embarrassing. How can you come? We're going out late and you got a Casper." I didn't know that it's cool, right? And he says, "No, check this Levi." I didn't even know what is 1996. I swear to God, I didn't even know what a Levi's jeans when I was 14 years old. I didn't even know what a pair of Levi's jeans was. And it made me realize at that point in time, that you're going to be treated differently when you don't have these things. It's the way society is. It's not right. That's the way society is. And because I've lived through it, when I got it, I've never forgotten what it's like not to have those things. I always tell my friends in Dubai, and if you follow me on Instagram, I put posts up every so often. And every single person that knows me knows this year. I'm the guy, I can eat at a 5-star restaurant, or a Michelin star restaurant for lunch, and at dinner I can sit on the side of the street on the pavement eating a KFC. I don't care. I'm that person. I don't need to be in a 5-star place every day. I like the best of both worlds. And it's not that I'm trying to, say I'm such a humble person. I actually enjoy it. I like regular stuff. In Dubai, I may eat at SLG or one of the nice restaurants, and the next day you may see me, ordering from a restaurant in like Deira for a $2 meal or whatever the case is. So for me, it's the simple things. It reminds me of where I've come from. It makes me happy to know every time I do that, it reminds me that, hey, listen, I've come from there. And don't forget, as much as I've got all of these things, I can go back there.
Mm-hmm. That's true. Very good.
When you don't manage your assets properly and your funds properly, you can go back there. Mike Tyson, Dennis Rodman, all of them are examples of people. Lindsay Lohan is an example of people who made a lot of money, are super successful, but have lost it by not being smart enough. So, no matter how much you've got, life humbles you, when you have an ego about yourself.
So you need to keep on going and improving along the way. Well, that was a very, very nice conversation. Great insights, a lot of valuable key points, and great inspiration towards the end as well. So I do appreciate your time and everything that you've shared with us today. I'll definitely make sure to add a couple of things in there for people to really know more about what you're doing. And please, for those that are watching now or listening later, make sure to follow Priven. He's the man. He has a lot of valuable information and things to offer. So give him a follow. And aside from that, I really appreciate our conversation, and I look forward to seeing you soon in Dubai.
Thank you very much, brother. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much for reaching out and for us having this conversation. I do appreciate your time as well.
Well, thank you guys, and take care.